I was one second away from beating Alexian Stones, and if I would have beat Alexian Stones, I would have gotten third. Yeah. So me getting on podium. Yeah, me getting on podium my first finals was that close.
Holy sh! Today we're going to have a conversation with Evan Singleton, fifth strongest man on the planet at the moment. We're going to ask him some general questions about his start in strongman and just some tips and tricks, some advice on how to perform during comp days. What was your first ever contest and how did it go? Did you win? Did you lose? Like, just tell me about it like a little bit.
After I decided that I wanted to compete in strongman, wanted to try it to see if I liked it. I decided that when I'm going to pursue something, I'm going to pursue it with 100% intensity, and I'm going to dedicate everything to it. I found what I like, and I want to pursue this hard. I want to go to Worlds eventually. And there was a competition, North Carolina Strongest Man 2018. The winner of the open category was gifted an invite to a Giants Live show, the Giants Live North American Championships.
Oh, wow. So that fast. Yep. Jesus. All right.
Yeah. The winner of the open category got an invite to Giants, and I thought Giants Live equals World's Strongest Man. So let's push for that. And I ended up going to North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, and I ended up winning.
Oh, my God. That fast.
Yeah, I won my first show and qualified for Giants.
So your second show ever was Giants Live?
Yes.
Man, I feel like that's like what dreams are made of nowadays, you know? But don't you find, though, that now that would be nearly impossible?
Oh, God, yeah.
Of like how far the sport has come in the last 5 years, the amount of athletes, and now it's like you need to go through essentially OSG to get an invite to all this stuff, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Like you really need to show what you're worth and what you're capable of before you even get looked at nowadays.
Which in the grand scheme of things is amazing, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because now there's more of a guarantee that the best athlete, no matter what, will go.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only did you absolutely shred the group stages, you came in and you got fifth place in the world. How does that feel?
I would say bittersweet, because I was able to show everybody that I am a serious threat to any competition that I'm in. I was able to show what I'm capable of. I was able to put on a good show and a good performance. I'm the strongest man in the entire world. I was tied for fourth. I was one second away from beating Alexian Stones, and if I would have beat Alexian Stones, I would have gotten third. Yeah. So me getting on podium. Yeah. Me getting on podium my first finals was that close.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was like that close. Wow.
It was that close, yeah. Because me getting ahead of him in stones and then people beating his time would have put enough point difference in between me and him that I would have gotten to third.
Oh, my God. Well, next year, you're going for the crown. As simple as that.
Next year, I'm going for the gold, absolutely.
Obviously, you know this by now, but I signed up for my first ever strongman comp, which is happening on May 27th. But I got a little excited, and I actually signed up for a second one 2 weeks afterwards in Quebec.
All right.
And it's funny because so the second one is like exponentially heavier than the first one too. Like just to give you like an idea. So the actual, because so we're in the novice class, but because we're just building the novice class for Strongman Corp Canada right now, there's like it's not as regulated as every other weight class. So my axle clean and press for novice class in Edmonton is 150 pounds, which I can like one arm, versus the one in Quebec is 245, which is quite a jump.
It's only 100-pound difference.
Right? So I guess the question is, what would your advice be to myself or to anyone that is thinking or that is going to do their first ever strongman competition?
Well, I'm definitely going to speak to somebody who has never done a strongman competition before, because that's where the advice would be most useful. I would say be prepared for the level of support, and you've already seen this, like coming to competitions and seeing how we all interact with each other. Strongman has a brotherhood that I hold very close to my heart, and everybody is willing to support each other and help in every way that they can. So don't be afraid to ask if you have any questions about anything, especially to somebody who has a lot more experience than you. Um, I know all of the classes are going to be at the show together, even though you are only competing in the novice. Like, go to the heavyweights, go to like the open category, go to those guys and ask questions, pick their brain, because everybody's going to be more than happy to help you out, give you any advice that they can through their experiences in competing, and also go out there and have fun. And I'm going to say this from a personal level because I've seen it with other guys, but I've also experienced it myself. Some guys take competing so seriously that it actually they stop having fun with it. They stop having fun with training. They stop having fun with like their friends while they're lifting. They stop having fun at competitions and it's just all serious and it's all about work. I know this because I've been there. I've done it. Took a lot of the fun out of it. This like there's the number one reason why we do strongman is because we have fun doing it. We like going out with our friends and picking up a bunch of heavy ass weights, and we have fun while we do it. So don't ever lose that. Enjoy yourself. Live for the moment when it's your turn to step on stage. Own that shit. Make it your moment, and have a great time doing it.
I love that. Wow. So I guess, and like just to circle back to what you just said, and I don't know if you watched my interview with Luke, but he had actually mentioned you and how like. So do you find that this was a change this year from the other years before at Worlds, where you seemed like you were a lot more in control of your emotion? You were happier to be there, and then next thing you know, you breeze through groups, and then you do well in the finals.
Yep. Yeah, this was the first year where I actively I've been working with a sports psychologist to really help me focus in on the things that were important, like getting my heart rate down and being able to calm down and turning off that flow of adrenaline in between events, which helps save a lot of energy because you're not going to be able to go out there and be super revved up and aggressive throughout an entire week. That's just not happening. So
Yeah.
being able to be in control of that, I really focused on in between events. Like, okay, this event's done. I'm going to have a couple hours before I have my next event. So let's go get some food. Let's maybe take a nap. Let's dick around with some of the other guys and just have fun and enjoy the moment. We're at Myrtle Beach. Let's go have some fun.
Yeah, no, that's really great. That's really really good actually. And I guess like again circling back to I don't know if you've seen Brian Shaw's YouTube video where he talks again about like going into dark places, and then how during his stone off he had to tap in to that zone, right, to that dark place that you can't. It's not a sustainable place to be.
Right.
So do you find that you being able to control that made a very large difference this year?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Knowing when to turn it on, but also being able to turn it off when I wasn't using it was, I would say, was key into me having such a successful run this year at Worlds. Being able to control that anger and that aggression and staying out of that aggressive headspace until like I absolutely needed to was perfect.
Yeah. And even so, I was watching like during Worlds because obviously we know that there's no live stream or anything, but I was watching the Liz and Laws, like the Uncle Laws YouTube videos, like their live streams, and
okay.
I remember them mentioning like Evan is smiling in the back room. You know what I mean? Evan looks happy. I was like, wow, I haven't seen that at a comp yet. I'm really excited to see that. So okay, other than Albert Hall. I guess the next time I'll see you is going to be at the Shaw.
Yes.
How are you feeling for that one in the events?
I like the events. I'm actually like one of the few guys that's like really happy that they brought back the car leg press. I just think it's a cool event.
Yeah.
I'm interested about some of the other events like Fingal Finger into I think it's Power Stairs or Duck Walk or something. The bench press mechanism. I'm excited to see what they have going on there.
Oh shit!
Altogether, I'm really looking forward to the Shaw Classic. I love that venue. It gets better and better every year. There's an expo this year, which I'm really excited to be a part of.
Yes.
Anybody who's been following me for any amount of time or knows me, I love doing the fan thing. I enjoy it. I have a great time when I interact with fans, and the expo is going to be a great opportunity for that, and I'm really excited for it.
At first, people didn't see it, but now they're really starting to, especially with your YouTube channel, which we're going to touch on later. Like, I feel like people are seeing that your intensity is only a part of you.
Yeah.
And but at first, before your YouTube and stuff, that's all really people saw, right? The super intense, like run through a wall, Evan Singleton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus now, people are seeing that you're a nice guy, you're a good guy, and I don't know. I really enjoy seeing that because like I had seen it the first time I met you, and now seeing other people see it too, it's like okay, awesome, good. So, what do you think is next for your YouTube channel? Where in a perfect world would you like to bring that? Because I've been watching your content and the level of quality, the ideas of the video, it's all coming along very well.
Yeah. I'm very thankful to be working with the Brothersdale crew. They're the guys who have been filming, editing, and helping me like essentially post up my YouTube. It's grown a lot ever since Worlds, and it's grown a lot since they've been on board. And we pitch ideas back and forth all the time together. I mean, in like 2 weeks, we're going to go out to Vegas to do some stuff with UFC, which is going to be awesome.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that'll
exclusive sneak peek, everybody.
Yeah, exclusive. But yeah, like honestly, a lot of the videos are pretty simple. That's I have training videos, getting ready for the next comps. I'll do some funny stuff. Like we've got a couple of ideas for some videos, and all together, like I just want to see the channel grow. I want to see people like I want to see that people are enjoying the content and that they enjoy seeing my ugly mug on camera.
So far, you do a great job, and I mean, like I remember, like before you even started, how you weren't sure how you were going to do it. So seeing it all come together is very, very cool. I'm super proud of you for that.
Thank you.
So I guess one last thing that I just want to like, it's not exactly a question, more of a comment or an observation. But I really enjoyed what you said on Brian Shaw's podcast when it was you and all the boys about how like chasing like the big 505 or those big records isn't everything for you. It's about chasing like that one like like the WSM trophy, something that in that moment in time and for the rest of forever no one can take away from you.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always had that mindset ever since I started Strongman. World records are cool. They're a nice feather in your hat if you're able to get a world record. It's really, really cool. But I've never had that interest or over winning titles because it's simple. It's the way I look at it is if I was to break 505, if I was to pull 505 this year, I would be the world deadlift record holder. I'm king shit for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Eventually, someone is going to come along and take that record.
That's true.
Who is going to remember you once they take that record? Like, it's very seldom that people who held the record and don't currently hold the record anymore get remembered. Like, it's very, very few. And then there's guys who will win World's Strongest Man. What world records does Brian have? Can't tell you off the top of my head. I know he has some, but I have no idea what they are.
Yeah.
How many times has Brian won World's Strongest Man? He won that 4 times.
He won that 4 times. We know that off the bat.
Exactly. But that's my point. Like you can set a world record, and that is super awesome. I'm sure if you do, like you'd get some kind of nice prize money, you'd get a lot of recognition online, you'd grow your brand, all of that good stuff. But eventually somebody's going to come along and take that. If you win World's Strongest Man, you're World's Strongest Man forever. Like long after you're gone, you'll be remembered as a World's Strongest Man winner. And that's what I want.
Yeah, and I guess that's like every Eddie Hall video is still titled World's Strongest Man does this. World's Strongest Man does that. Yeah.
Exactly. Like if I was to make a video and I titled it World's Strongest Man, blah 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 blah, there would be no authenticity to it because I haven't won that title. Even though Eddie is no longer the reigning World's Strongest Man, he has every right to make those videos. 100%. He can make those videos until the day that he dies. because
Absolutely.
he legitimately has won that trophy. He was a World's Strongest Man winner.
Yeah. No, that's amazing, man. No, that's really cool. Well, I mean, like, that's pretty much all I have. Like, thank you so much. This was really cool to be able to get insight into the Evan T-Rex Singleton.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I appreciate you being on. And I'd like to wish you a very, very, very strong good luck for your upcoming competition. And I hope training's going really well.
It is. Actual clean and press is a weird one for me.
Yep.
But it's simply because, like, you know, when you pull it up and you have to, like, put it on your gut. I had 11 surgeries in my gut 2 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it's like every time that I do it, I'm scared. Like, is this the time where I'm gonna rupture my colon again? Is this it? So far, we're good.
Unfortunately, like, if you stick with it, eventually you're gonna pick up an injury. Unfortunately, that's something that doesn't really go away. So it's kind of up to you to be able to put that in the back of your mind. Like, I remember, for example, I tore my bicep in 20 doing circus dumbbell.
Yeah.
Love circus dumbbell. And after I got surgery and I did my rehab stuff and I was back in the gym, I was hesitant to be able to pick up a circus dumbbell again for obvious reasons. The last time I did that, it tore my bicep. But that's where you show a little bit of your mental fortitude and you're willing to overlook that. It's like, if this happens, then it happens, and I'll deal with it when it happens. But I'm going after this circus dumbbell because it's an event and a competition. I need to put that at the front of my mind because at the end of the day, I want to win more than anything else.
Damn. I like that. Definitely gonna make the video because that was a phenomenal answer. But yeah, no, man, thank you so much for taking the time. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the fans, to the strongman enthusiast, to people thinking about doing a competition, anything like that? Just like a short little tidbit.
I will. If I could say one thing collectively that I think more people need to hear, and this does apply to strongman starting off doing your first competition and all of that, but this can honestly be applied to any aspect of your life. Don't let anybody discourage you from pursuing what makes you happy. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have somebody trying to build you up towards your dream, your aspirations, or what you want out of life, there's no need to let that person have any control over you. You need to do what makes you happy because we only get one life. So make it count, pursue what you want, and in layman's terms, what anybody else thinks.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, thank you so much, everybody. This was Evan T-Rex Singleton. There it is. I wanted to see that. Awesome, man. Okay, well, I wish you the absolute best of luck at the Royal Albert. I'll see you at the Shaw. And until then, just be safe, train smart, control those emotions, and we'll see you on the podiums.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.